how you even what was the process of like getting the Imagination Movers job? Like, what was that sort of process like?
Uh, it was an audition,
Mhm.
and so I auditioned, and they didn't really know what they wanted yet with the mouse, because the movers had an idea for the mouse, but the producers didn't quite connect with it, so they didn't know exactly what they wanted. So there was no script or dialogue, so it was all improv. And so
Really?
I had the puppet on my hand, and no, I brought one of my puppets and was just improvising and goofing around when playing. And I got a call back, and it was against me and this other girl, and I won out. I got it somehow. So, and that was a great experience because, and the cool thing about it too is that the writers didn't really know what to do with the mouse either, until they kind of saw me goofing around and doing stuff. And then with Smitty,
Mhm.
I kind of connected with Smitty, and Smitty was really supportive, and that helped a lot. So Smitty became uh, the warehouse mouse's best friend, basically. So that's kind of how it worked out. But yeah, I was really delighted because there was no definition of the character, really. I kind of created it, made it be what it is. So that was fun. That was a good experience for me.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool.
Performing the warehouse mouse and his like design and like the different sizes of him for different shots. How was that for you? Because I know there were like different versions of said mouse
Right.
double.
Yeah, we had a stunt mouse, uh, and then there was a stuffy, so that someone could hold him. I wouldn't be manipulating him, but they would hold him in like a wide shot so that he was present but not actually moving very much. And then early on, the design, he didn't have a mouth, and I said it's got to have a mouth. So I pleaded with the builders and I said, hey, you've got to make a mouth. So they made a mouth trigger on my left hand, was like a wooden cable pull for the bottom of his mouth so it would open. And I was so glad that I talked him into that, because if, as a puppeteer, you want to use all the things you can to make the character believable. And if he didn't have a mouth, it'd be kind of like he wouldn't say much or do much, So because he has a mouth,
He'd be a mime. He'd be miming the whole time.
yeah, it would be like, oh. So it'd be boring. There'd be nothing going on. So I was really glad that they did that. And so I also was the wrangler for that show too. So they paid me extra to be the wrangler. And then we set up all the stunts. I had to attach him to a motorcycle. I had to put him in a boat. I had to figure out, how to make him work within the shots and what they wanted. And that was good. And the production team was really great. So, and then the movers themselves, great guys, all four of those guys are just solid humans, and they care about what they're doing. And that was the difference, the fact that they care about music and kids and families and have given people a good time. And I think a lot of kids, their first concerts will be the Imagination Movers, and they set the bar pretty high for concerts because they do a lot of fun stuff.
What was the process of getting your spinoff? Where's Warehouse Mouse? Was that your idea, or was that like a hire a producer thing?
Yeah, that was a total surprise. I was thrilled. I was like, wow, okay, a little spinoff. Yeah, no, that was the producer's idea. I think Disney wanted little interstitials too, because they didn't have a lot of commercials on the kid space that they would air the show, I think. So by doing that, they had these little interstitials in between shows, or so yeah, that was great. And the cool thing too is that they brought in Dave Rudman, who is a Muppeteer. He plays Janice. He plays he does tons of stuff with Muppets.
I think Cookie, right? Cookie too.
Oh yeah, he does Cookie Monster, and he also
Yeah.
has his own company called Spiffy Pictures, and they do the Don Quixote thing.
Oh
Gotcha.
wow.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And so Dave came in and was directing, and he was able to, help the production become better suited for the Warehouse Mouse. So before I was like crawling on the ground, right?
Mhm.
Because they didn't lift the stage up. And so with the shorts, they were able to, they had money enough to change the set around so that everything was lifted up so I could stand and work the character, which makes such a difference because you've got more mobility and more stuff to do.
Mhm.
So I was grateful for Dave because he really helped make it better, you know.
Gotcha.
The motto of the movers was reach high, think big, work hard, have fun. How did that sort of like little motif, how was that brought from the movers to you, to the character of Warehouse Mouse? And is it still something that you think about sort of every now and again in your day to day?
Oh yeah, I mean it's positive messaging, you know. And
Mhm.
I think it translated to our whole crew too. We shot down in New Orleans, and the whole crew, everybody was invested 100%, and it was just a great bunch of people. Still my friends, you know.
Mhm.
Have a great time, you know, thinking back of all the good things that happened, you know, on set, and we had a lot of good support from Disney too, which that helps a lot, you know, because if Disney didn't like it, they would can it right away. Showbiz, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fun time. Fun times. As far as like the other characters, because I know Warehouse Mouse, he had like a little baby nephew named Gouda, and then he had a cousin, Farmhouse Mouse. Did you get to perform those as well, or was it another puppeteer?
No,
Or
we
how did
yeah they hired puppeteers. Kristen Charney played little Gouda, and Kristen's great. She and I have worked together a lot. She's a hoot. And then James Murray played Farmhouse Mouse, and James and I have been, you know, business partners for a long time. We created the whole Adventures of Timmy the Tooth series back in the 90s.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so James is a very talented performer. He's got a lot of range. He plays multiple characters in a heartbeat, you know. So he's super fun. He's one of the funniest people I know. So, and he recently was on the Barbarian and the Troll for
Mhm.
Nickelodeon. Did
Mhm.
you see that show?
Yeah, yeah, I know of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same,
it
yeah.
only had one season, but James played like 3 4 different characters in it, and each of them are so unique and funny, you know.
When the movers go on tour, there is a Doorhouse Mouse puppet that is that you who would go on tour with them?
Yeah, no, they no, they chose someone else.
Mm.
Plus, I'd been, you know, working in New Orleans away from my family, and for 6 months of the year for, you know, 4 seasons, so
Mhm.
it was kind of tough. So I wasn't really ready to go back out on the road.
But with that being said, Kevin, did you get a chance to train that other puppeteer that performed the Warehouse Mouse on on the live shows? Did you get to like train that
Uh,
person?
I wish I would have. You know, no, they didn't, and it bothered me because the character was like they made it much bigger, you know, so that people could see it in the arenas and the theaters where they were playing, and I get it, you know. I didn't have much claim to the character really. I mean, they were going to do what they wanted anyways. I wish
Gotcha.
they would have talked to me about it because I would have helped train the person, you know, because I've done that. I've trained a lot of puppeteers or actors that want to become puppeteers,
Mhm.
that like auditioning for shows that, you know, they need some help, and so I've been helping them.
Why puppets? You know, I know that for me, in my opinion, puppets are a perfect vessel to teach a lesson, specifically to children, very, very, very effectively. And I was just wondering what your thoughts are on sort of like why puppets sort of stick in the hearts of so many people years later. Like I'm 20 and I'm still thinking about Warehouse Mouse or the Sprites, you know?
Right, right. You know, I started puppeteering when I was like 13. I was demonstrating puppets for a department store that was selling these puppets. And you know, I kind of always have been in entertainment and thinking I was going to be an actor or some sort of entertainer of some kind. And then watching the Muppet Show, you know, changed my life basically. I
Mhm.
mean, the Muppet Show, you know, that when that came on television, it was like I had to watch it and realizing that, oh, there's there's actors underneath those puppets, you know, and you don't see them, but their characters are so real and fun.
Mhm.
It's like I want to learn how to do that. So actually did. I mean, it's funny because, you know, on a Friday night, you know, the my friends would say, "Hey, let's go do something," and I'd say, "No, I'm going to watch the Muppet Show." I get a lot of ribbing from them. Like, really, you're going to watch the Muppets? Yeah, you're going to watch the Muppet Show. The thing about puppets is that as an actor, I mean, we're character actors, and we can play all kinds of different inanimate objects. Like, you know, my dad used to like to brag about me because I was a chicken McNugget in a McDonald's commercial. So I mean, who's, you know, not too many of us could say that we've been a chicken McNugget, right? So and puppets do have a tendency to catch children's their imaginations much more readily. You know, so yeah, puppets they're a good way to communicate. But there's a lot of people that just despise puppets too. It's like, ew, puppets, they've had a bad puppet experience or something, you know, trauma, some sort of puppet trauma. Where is Warehouse Mouse? Where is Warehouse Mouse? No, Disney, you know, owns the character. So I'm sure it's on the desk of some producer or executive, you know, who knows, or it's in a warehouse or in a box or something, you know.
Right, perfect fitting for him, right there in the warehouse.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's how it is with most puppet shows. You know, the production team, you know, owns the characters, and so they want them back. So I worked on Team America. Remember Team America?
Yeah,
the movie?
yeah.
You know, so all those puppets were by the Kyoto brothers, and the Kyoto brothers were able to have a handful of those characters back. So it was always fun to see those characters in their shop and play with them again.
Scott, I asked him the question of like, where are the puppets today? And I think he said that he has one of them. He said that you might have one of them and that the production team has one. Is that not, do you not have one?
No, I don't. I want one. No, yeah, I don't have one. And the one that Scott has is probably the one from their tour.
Yeah. But did they ever, because I know they made a plush of him, did they ever offer that to you, or were you ever able to snag a Warehouse Mouse plush?
Yeah, no, I never got one. I would have accepted it if they would have given me one, but you know, they sold a bunch of them too, so they did good.
And when talking with Scott, all of the movers specifically are very, very passionate about music. And did any of that sort of affect the way that you like viewed the world in like a more musical set, just being surrounded by all of this
Oh yeah,
music with them?
yeah. They even asked me to play ukulele on a couple of tracks.
Oh wow,
Pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Like the Hawaii episode, I got to play on the track, and then they also gave me the cheese song, and I got to sing the cheese song. And I just those guys just they were workaholics. I mean, you know, shooting that show, they hardly had any downtime, because when they weren't shooting, they were recording, and they set up a recording studio in one of the back rooms, and they would knock out songs left and right, you know. And so it's pretty impressive. And I love the fact that these guys, you know, they're family guys too. They have kids and whatnot, and they were just determined to make music for kids, but make it palatable for adults as well. I mean, because, you know, when I was raising my kids, we had I forget the Rafi. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, and I remember listening to it, and some of the songs were, you know, okay, but after a while, as an adult, you kind of go, okay, I need to move on. You know? But you know, I just so appreciate the dedication that the movers had for music.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time and for agreeing to talk to us.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin.
Yeah, this is really a dream come true. This is crazy.
Oh, good. Well, glad to have been part of it.